a house, you guys. In a pandemic. 2020. Yes, I'm in the car. Apparently I can't do better than this. Well, I can do better, but this is one of the most convenient times to sit down and make a video. Likely there's not a lot of editing that I'll have to do, and there's less chances that I'll have to do a voiceover. Not holding anything, may I drive, may not have to look. It's multitasking. If I turn this the other way, then I'm recording this on my phone, so hence this this orientation. I'll try to flip it so it will match this. I'm dropping up at one. Alright. Okay, I'm dropping up at one. A long time I don't come down here so early in the morning, and I'm used to traffic. It's 9:05 by the way. I'm used to traffic being off here when school is in session around, well, it wouldn't be this time of the morning. Me too short, it always a cut my neck. Anyway, I just come out on traffic, and this man in front of me, him going out on the road and he's not paying attention, he's on his phone. Like every now and then he looks up and I guess he's just like, okay, traffic, and him gone back to what him a do. And then how him said I can't go around him. I'm kind of already in the middle of the road, and now I'm blocking off somebody from entering the road because some people park over there. So this man that in his phone, they look for things in his car, and I'm like, dude, just push out, no, just push out. Somebody will make you come out. Just push out. Him just step on the side of the road. I'm like, if you wanted to do that, just pull over so there's space for people to pass it, because there was space to his left. If he wanted to do all that he was doing, there was space to his left so that he could have pulled over, find whatever I'm a look for, call whoever I'm a call, text whoever I'm a text, and make the rest of it go on about our business. And that's the rant of the morning. This drive-through line is no joke. If you know, this is the drive-through line right here, so on the block. So the drive-through line here. See it there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vehicles in this line right here, all the way up this one, and then that's the corner where the line goes around to go into the actual ATM by this car up here. So not that blue car. Why is it shaking? Not the blue car. So that the white car right there by that blue car, that is where the line turns the corner. So this is gonna be here for a while. So back to buying a house. Yes, in a pandemic, I'm buying a house. So what's happening is 2020 was not the year that I would be buying a house. Buying a house was not in the cards for 2020 at all. 2020 was the year when me and my girls were gonna go on a girls trip. We're gonna go to Europe. That was the plan. That was the plan for September 2020. We're gonna go to Europe. However, COVID had plans for all of us that we would never know about. So at the beginning of the year, it was business as usual until about around March. So our first lockdown was in March, I believe. Was it in March? The security, them a look for me. Them tell me to come out of. They told me that I'm blocking a line for the ATM, for the drive-through. So I was supposed to go into another line, but based on how far down the driveway the line goes, if I join the line how I'm supposed to join the line, this way, I'm gonna be out in the road, blocking the road. So once I made everybody pass behind me, I kind of came back a little bit. So okay, so this person look like them coming out of the line. Let me see what's happening. Are they going? Okay, so they decided to go into a different line, I'm assuming, because apparently they have, I think because there are so many people using the drive-through, they have opted to have the line start from around the other side of the bank. If you know Scotiabank Fairview, you know what I'm talking about if you use it. So that the line goes and loops around. So that's what's going on now. So anyhow, so somebody move out of the line and the line, nobody now moving out the line. Much here. Alright, so I can come out of the road now and continue with my story. Alright. Yes, so what am I talking about? Buying a house, right? Okay, so buying a house was not in the cards. We were gonna go on a girls trip and whatever. In around March, when we had the lockdown, boy, I may not even know. Like this place, I had from they started putting up the what do you call that? This development in Hanover. Once they started, what do you call that? Once they started putting up barriers around the land and they put up the sign that there was gonna be a development there and yada yada yada, I fell in love with the idea, and there was an email address on the billboard, and I emailed them and they replied to the email and they gave me the information, the different types of units, the cost, the amenities of the community, yada yada, everything. I'm gonna fall in love with it from then. This was in 2019, around, I think I sent them the email around August 2019. Yep. So now it's September. Oh, today is the first day of October, so it's October 2020. Anyhow, the prices were up there. I was not planning on buying a house, so I wasn't putting anything in place for buying a house, so never looked like something that could work. Anyhow, fast forward to May 2020, we decided, alright, we'll go try it out. We'll go see if we can get one of the house then. So we went to the NHT. No, due to COVID, the NHT normally, I called them actually to find out about getting the verification letter, and they indicated that typically you could come into the office and get the letter prepared the same day. However, due to COVID, they change up how they're doing things, and what they're doing now is you have to send an email, and then it takes up to 10 days for somebody to respond to the email, and then once they respond to the email, then it takes further time to process the letter, and then the letter can be emailed to you, and then you can pick up the letter or something to that effect. So we didn't know when we were going to get that letter. Lucky enough, we got the letter in May. Thank God. So we didn't have to wait long for the letter. Probably within 2 weeks we got the letter. Picked up the letter, went to the bank. We went to JN first, and we got pre-approved. The lady, how I found this lady is I just went on JN's website, looked for the branch down here, and I just chose randomly her name off of the list. I think there were like 4 people that they had working in the mortgage department, and I just picked her name randomly. Wasn't too liking how she approached the whole thing. It was very contractual and business-like, and it did almost, she wasn't, I didn't feel like, I don't know how to explain it. I just never like her vibe. The process, it was too processy. It was too businessy. The way she was dealing with it, it was taking the excitement out of knowing that I was making moves to buy my own house. So it was taking the excitement out of it. So while we were, what were we waiting on? We had to wait on the developer for something. We went ahead, paid the deposit. We had to pay a deposit to the developer, and we had to pay a deposit for HOA fees as well. So we made those deposit payments, and then while we were waiting on the developer to, I believe, get the surveyor's report, I believe that's what we were waiting on, I said, babe, make we try out something else. So we went to VMBS and we sat down with this lady, Miss McIntosh. She was awesome. The first day that we went in with and sat down with her, she did everything. Before she printed anything, before she gave us anything, she sat down and she went through all of the paperwork, and she did her little calculations on her laptop in the software, and she said, okay, this is around what you would have to pay if you're getting this amount of money. And she explained to us everything that was in the monthly payment, the mortgage payment. So she explained about life insurance, insuring the house, savings, everything. She explained everything. How she completely broke down the fee for us. The lady at JN never do that. We not even did get one. What she printed after she explained everything, then she printed it out for us, and it had everything in there. The lady at JN just sent us a letter and said we pre-approved for this amount of the loan. That's all her letter said. And I think it not even it did it. I think I still have the letter. I'll go find it and probably put a little screenshot of something in there. It was probably like a 3-line letter, and it had the monthly payments in there. Anyhow, fast forward, went to VMBS. The lady was nice. She break down everything. We know everything that we're getting ourselves into, and the payment was less. The payment was, Mawan said the payment was at least $10,000 less, and that is $10,000 worth of money. So that was good. No, so we decided that we're going to go with VMBS. Later on down the road, we decided to check out a credit union, and then we didn't bother going with it because that VMBS and JN have this option where they do a combined mortgage. So they give us all the money, and then they get the money from NHT and they pay over NHT. I mean, NHT pays over the money to them and whatever. You get the point? But they still keep that percentage because the NHT percentage, of course, is lower than theirs. So the credit union now, if we went that road, we would have saved some money. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was money anyway. However, we would now be doing 2 payments each every month. So we would now be doing 2 payments each every month. So I would be paying an amount to NHT and an amount to the bank. Well, I would be paying an amount to NHT and he would be paying an amount to NHT, and then we would be paying the amount to the bank. Guess who not up for the life there? Me. I know in actuality, if we set up online payments, which we should have been able to do, it would have been nothing. But me just say, if anything, me just want one payment, just set up one payment and let's get going. And I'm glad I did it because see, I set up this one payment and I have a $400 fee for it because my company don't do any kind of salary deduction to any bank. So I had to put standing order on the account that I get paid into, which is at Scotiabank, and then to take the money out of that account to send over to VMBS, and then VMBS will of course do a standing order on that account to take the money into the mortgage account, if you understand what I'm saying. So Scotiabank is a fee of $400 for that standing order to go over. So imagine if we did have one $400 fee for that one standing order, and then another fee for the standing order for the NHT payment. 6 1/2 does not order. You understand me? So that's that. We have, it's now October, as I said, we initiated this process in May, June, July, August, September. So that's 4 months. We are at the point in the process. The process was relatively smooth. We did have some hiccups along the way. I have a video somewhere of the one little hiccup that we really did have. I'll try to see if I can find it, and I'll probably just layer it on the screen right here, make you go and watch it in the meantime, and then I'll come back with the rest of my story. So today I had to come and pick up documents from the bank because a signature was missing in our sale agreement, so they need that signature. So I came to the bank and picked up the documents, and then I'm gonna go over to the developer's office to have whoever sign the documents and come back to the bank so that they can go ahead with processing whatever they're processing. So what we're in the process of at the stage of the process where we're supposed to get a commitment letter from the bank initially, and then of course after the commitment letter we're getting some more time for the monies to be paid over to the developer. So right now we're working on getting that letter. So that's what I'm out and about doing today. Well, that's not just that alone, but that kind of got me on the road quicker, because I was planning on coming on the road, but I was doing some work first, and then I just had to just say, you know what, let me just go do this now, so at least it only put us back this one day, and not more than today, because they sent us an email yesterday saying welcome, and telling us that at what part of the process we were at and what would have been next. And so if the signature was there, we wouldn't have had to gone through all of this, but the signature is not there, so we get a day, we've been put out a day, you can call it. So hopefully this I don't want it to get to be that we get put out another day, so I just deal with it today and done. Yep. So lady, would I like to know which part did I go? It look like my son there, but I'm so far. Okay. Alright, and as I say, it just started to drizzle. I hope no rain catch me. Do I have an, oh yes, there's my umbrella. Not even going to stop to put up my, should I stop and put up my sunshade? Alright. Okay, so that was quick. I was in there for like 2 minutes, got my signature, and I can go. I came in the car a while ago and I started the car, and my car has an alarm on it, which you probably have heard in one of my previous videos. Anyhow, I come in and to start the car, and the lady beside me was reversing out of the parking space, and the little sound frightened her. She stopped. I think she thought somebody was blowing her or something, so she stopped, and she was there for a little while looking everywhere to see who was blowing her. I say, when will people stop parking that way? It's so much easier and safer to park facing out. But anyhow, yes, I got my signature, so I'm going back to the bank. Alright, so yes, so that happened, and we took care of it the same day right away. And after we did everything, the mortgage was approved, we got a letter saying our loan was approved, and it was in adjudication, I believe that's the word they used. So now we're waiting on, we actually got documents from the bank's lawyers. They sent us mortgage registration documents in triplicate. We were supposed to sign them and send them back to them, which we did. We signed them and sent them back to them, and now we're pretty much just waiting. As I say, it's October. The handover date on the documents for the house is December 2020. Of course, the bank is not going to disburse funds until the house is ready. So right now it's just really a waiting game. The thing is, I hope that, I think we got the NHT letter in May, so May, June, July, August, September, October, November, rotted. So I think it's good for 6 months, so we might need to do that letter again, and that may run from. Everything else is good for 6 months as well, so by that time, well, I'm hoping not, because they did say that the loan was approved, right? So it's not our fault that so everything should be fine, right? I think my AC just chip out. that's not good. I go have to wind down the window. I am parked like the sun is raining down on me. See? Sun. So if I have to wind down the window them right now, it's gonna be a problem. But I think I should wind them down because it's feeling warm in here, so I think the AC chip out, and I think it's because the car has been idling for so long. I'm afraid to turn it off. I'm supposed to turn it off and you can't. So I just turn off the AC and not turn off the car because I don't know why the AC would go out. Alright, so yes, so the process of buying a house, let me just, I know so there's a lot of story in between the process. So the process was we went to NHT to get the verification letter. Once we got the verification letter, we went to the bank to get the remainder of the loan, to get pre-approved for the remainder of the loan. The option that we chose is a joint mortgage between the NHT and the VMBS. So what happens is that VMBS gives us the entire loan, or it's set up to appear as if VMBS is giving us the entire loan amount inclusive of the NHT amount, and then NHT will send their money over to VMBS. We still get to pay the interest rate, the 4 point, was it 4% or 4.5%? I don't remember. So we're still, for the NHT amount for both of us is $13 million. 13, yes, we're getting $13 million. So for that amount we're paying 4% or 4.5%. I do remember, I'll look at the paperwork and then I'll put the correct percentage right here. And then after we did that, we actually, when we just went to the bank, we were getting the regular rate, which was 7%, I believe, or was it 8% or 7 point something. Again, that's, I will look on the paperwork and I'll put the percentage right here. Originally this is the percentage that we were getting, and then by the time the developers got all the documents ready, truck a pass, made the outer run, we did them wind down now because of the whole heat issue. Yeah, so by the time the developers had gotten the surveyor's reports and all of the documents that were necessary for the bank to proceed, they were having a promotion which took our interest rate down to this, and then so we ended up paying a lower, we got approved at a lower interest rate, and so our monthly payment came down a little bit as well, which was super good. And I think I think by the time we got that, the payment that we're paying now, it came down as low as if we were to go with the credit union. So it worked out in the end. It worked out. We still get the best deal from the three options that we had laid out in front of us. At the end of the day, we still got the best deal in terms of our monthly payment. We still got the best deal. So once we got all of the paperwork in and we went and we signed them by the developer's office, once they got the surveyor's reports and the titles, a copy of the titles, whatever, we went into their office and we signed those documents, and we brought them back over to the bank. Bank did their thing. We got a letter indicating that the mortgage was approved. The bank's attorney sent us the mortgage registration documents, and those we received those in triplicate. We signed them and sent them back to their attorneys, and now we're basically just waiting on the developers to be done with the house and to give it with things until we say with things ready, so that the bank can go ahead and send over disperse the funds. So that's what we're waiting on. As I said, the process up to this point took 4 months to get to this point, but your process might not take so long because our house was not built. It's a new house coming from the ground up. It is currently all built. It's at the time when we signed the documents, it was completely finished. I have a picture. Let me not stand on. It was completely finished, and it wasn't painted. That was at the end of June, I believe. No, at the beginning of October. It's been painted since September. So and the windows were in from June, everything, but they do have 3 or 4 houses that they're building on the end of that street, and then to the back of our houses there's a row of houses, and I assume that they have to build those houses before they hand over our houses, because we're gonna be sharing borders. So the yards are fenced, but we're going to be sharing a fence, so we share yeah, if that makes sense, we're sharing a fence. So I assume that they have to at least complete that construction before they hand over to us, because they can't have us moving into a construction site, because even though you can't go over there because they have active construction going on. So for phase 1, I believe some of those people have moved in because there's no active construction going on that side of the property right now, of the development right now, so they were able to move in. But yeah, that is my story. So guys, there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things to share in the future continually. So if you've made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I have a lot of updates coming, so make sure you hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. So yeah, and make sure you like the video and comment down below if you have any questions you want to ask me. Comment down below. Thanks for spending this time with me in my car as usual. I've been filming for 20 minutes since I've been in this drive-through line, and there's still 4 vehicles in front of me. Alright, I'm done ramble now, guys. Take care of yourself, be safe, love on your family, love on the people that